Hello everyone, it's Friday once again, so you know what that means. It's time for my top 10 Laravel and PHP things of the week. It's been another good week. We know it's coming close now to everyone kind of having a nice holiday for the end of the year. So here we go with a nice rundown of the top 10 this week. So first off, we have a post now by Anna. She's gone through how the Laravel team built Laravel Wrapped. So you might have seen this flying around on Twitter. If you're a CloudForge or Nightwatch user, you would have got this. It's a really great little stats kind of rundown of deployments, events, servers you might have set up, things like that. So it was really interesting to see how the team went about building this in such a short time frame. They got it done in 2 weeks. Some of the packages they used, and of course how they deployed this with Laravel Cloud. So if that kind of thing interested you, give this a read. Another great one, and if you haven't checked out your app this year, go and check that out. Next up then, we've got a post by Mohammed. Now this one was really interesting for me. I've never really heard about railway oriented programming, so it was a good read. There's some really nice things in this one. The techniques that he outlines was interesting. Certainly something that I'd really like to talk to the team about. How we could potentially start using this kind of functional style approach to handling errors and things like that. So yeah, if you haven't read this one, it's another good one to read and learn something new. Next up then, we've got Roberto. This post he talks about using local packages in Composer. We've all been there. We might be using a package in our code base, and there's a problem with the package. There could be it's broken or something like that, or needs updating. So he goes about showing how you can clone the package locally, fix those problems, put a PR together to help the open source community as you're going through it, but also kind of how to potentially build a package locally and integrate that into your application ready, so you can sort of build it and test it at the same time. Next up then, we have Harris. So this is his 15th episode in the Laravel in Practice series. This one, he talks about integrating Chart.js into your Laravel application using Alpine.js. Again, if you haven't seen any of the series so far, there's been some really good videos here, so go and check them out and give this one a watch as well. And then next, it's a post by Paul Redmond on the Laravel news channel. It talks about one of Thomas's new packages. So it's called Lines. It's a CLI tool, and it measures lines of code in your code base. Now, this is just a little bit of fun, but it's an interesting one because obviously, you might be working on a project for a long time. So it's interesting to see kind of how many lines of code you've written, how many comments, but also this package shows you things like the number of the features that you're using in PHP, number of methods, things like that. So it goes into some detail. Again, it's just a bit of fun, and it's quite interesting to see, the kind of, how many lines of code you've actually written in the code base. Next up then, I've got a post here by Marianne. It's about dependency injection of the container in Laravel. We all know about the container. It's one of the core things in the Laravel framework. And this one goes into quite depth about the container and how to use it, showing examples of things that you shouldn't be doing, things that you should do. So again, if you want to learn more about the container, give this post a read. It's a really good one. Next up, this one isn't really PHP or Laravel related. It's more of a fun tool that I found. It's called Shipmark. It's a zero dependency CLI tool for releasing with Git. It's by Jean-Marc. And it's a tool that I think I might try in a personal project. Seems quite interesting, simple. Puts together things like a changelog for you, preview the release. So it might be something that you might be looking for a new release tool. This could be the thing for you. Next up then, we've got Chris, who talks about Laravel Dumbo, which is a package he's written. Now he mentions that it's kind of fallen by the wayside here, so it needs updating, and he kind of goes through some of the new features that you're going to get, how the data is going to look inside it, and kind of how it's going to be updated to work with the latest versions of Laravel. Again, it's a tool you might have used in the past, so it's interesting to see what's coming in the future with this, so keep your eye out for the next version of this package. Next up then, we've got a post by PHP Architect by Scott. This talks about PHP dates. We've all been there. We've all made mistakes with PHP dates in the past. Things gone wrong, things breaking. So Scott here talks through why you shouldn't be using a PHP date and why you should be using PHP date immutable, and gives you kind of examples on things. Again, one of these things that you've used date time immutable in the past, or you've used date time in the past, but there could have been things that you've missed. So this is a really good little video kind of running you through examples and what to do and what not to do. And then lastly, we've got Josh. This video kind of talks about adding an MCP server to your Laravel application. This is becoming more and more kind of prevalent in videos and blog posts I'm writing. So it's really nice to see Josh put together this video with example of how to integrate it using WorkOS. If it's something you're interested in, and something you're getting asked to do by your clients and things like that, give this video a watch. It's definitely worth it. So that's it for this week. Thanks again for watching. If you found any of these posts interesting, or if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I look forward to reading them. If you've got any posts that you'd love to see featured, drop me a message and let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe.